Hey guys, Paul on the plane here. It's been a while since I've produced an episode of Faking Space, but I'm back today simply to add the SpaceX Tesla Roadster launch last month to our forensic analysis series here in Season 2, because it was another classic example of how a government space agency continues the endeavor of the reinforcement of the heliocentric lie to the government school indoctrinated masses with images and video that was anything but authentic. If you think for 1 second that SpaceX and NASA aren't connected, you better check the facts.
Under our ELV certification agreement, we're undertaking vigorous engineering reviews with the Air Force. To date, we've delivered more than 30,000 data items to the Air Force and provided total access to our internal systems to more than 300 government officials for certification. And we hope to complete that certification this year. Under our ELV certification agreement, we're undertaking vigorous engineering reviews with the Air Force. To date, we've delivered more than 30,000 data items to the Air Force and provided total access to our internal systems to more than 300 government officials for certification. And we hope to complete that certification this year.
But what I'm going to briefly cover today will be nothing new to a lot of you. The truth community did a great job dissecting the SpaceX dog and pony show and presenting all the inconsistencies and anomalies and why the whole thing looked so fake that it had to be real, right? And major props to Jaronism for catching the fact that SpaceX was allowed to modify a recording of its live stream of Starman on YouTube. I wonder how many times they've gotten away with it in the past. I put Jaron's video link in the description below. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. Shoot, that in of itself should make your spidey sense tingle. That is, if you're genuinely interested in finding the truth. Unfortunately, many of you who watch this are only interested in trying to discredit or make a mockery of those who are pointing such things out, you religious nutjobs. Your actions and reactions reveal everything about you and your religious fanaticism with quote-unquote space. But I digress. As I was saying, the truth community absolutely tore up the Starman footage within a few days, basically doing the job for me. Thank you all. The countless videos that I saw showing the many different ways SpaceX and those they are colluding with trying to fake space was simply awesome. Today I'm just going to highlight a few of the many different problems with the footage and then file it away in our Faking Space series as one more piece of evidence that we are all being lied to. So, let's get started. Number 1 came with the reveal of the Tesla Roadster and Starman in space with this shot. Yep, you've all seen it. Now, I'm not claiming that this proves the car and dummy were filmed in a studio, although in my opinion it absolutely was. But what I want to point out is how the camera reacts to the change in the new background image and the change in the level of light. Watch it again slowly as the top of the SpaceX rocket opens up and how the camera reacts, which reveals undeniably that the camera has two things: autofocus and auto exposure features. The camera is first focused on Starman and the background of the inside of the rocket, or so we are meant to think it's the inside of the Falcon Heavy. But when it opens, the camera is able to focus on the image of the Earth behind it. That's how most cameras operate. That point is secondary, however, to how the camera reacts to the change in light. When the rocket pop top opens, the flash of bright light we see is because the aperture of the camera was wide open, because the inside of the rocket room the car and dummy were in was very dark. But the aperture quickly closes automatically because of all the light now bombarding the Tesla Roadster directly from the sun and from the sun's reflected light off the Earth, or so we are meant to think that's how it works. The camera auto-adjusts to the new level of light in that instance, and we eventually can see Starman soaring in front of the Earth in all its glory. You can see the autofocus and auto exposure again in this shot with the Earth floating in from left to right. At first it's a big white disk, and then the camera adjusts and we can see the image of the Earth, or so they want us to think that's what it is. So now that we've proven the camera has autofocus and auto exposure settings, we can view the rest of the footage with a concrete understanding of what the camera should pick up and what it should not. Like stars. With the camera's aperture wide open inside the dark room, when the rocket first opens, we should see it pick up the stars in the background. After all, we're continually told by the space agencies we don't see the stars in their space footage because of the amount of ambient light coming from the Earth. But with the lens wide open and able to receive all the light from the stars, they don't show up, even for a split second? And when the camera floats around and is pointed into the deep dark blackness of space and the supposed light from the sun and ambient light from the Earth is behind the camera, we don't even see a couple of the brightest stars? You're kidding, right? All you photographers out there should be calling bullshit like I am. Guys, they are faking space. Okay, number 2. I saw quite a few YouTubers pick up on this quickly, right after dissecting the footage of Starman floating in front of an image of the Earth. And they are spot on. Watch closely the CGI glitch of the Earth in the background as the Tesla floats in front of it. Did you see it? Watch it again. This time slowly. Now, why is this significant? Because Starman and his red chick magnet of a car didn't glitch. It was only the background of the moving image, meaning it's a layered video feed. If it was a camera glitch, you would see Starman, his Tesla, and the Earth all glitch simultaneously, in the same way, in the same direction, and all recover at the same time. You don't, because it was just one layer of the video suffering this glitch, while the video feed of Starman and his hot ride, the top layer, was consistent. Busted. When are you guys going to start asking yourself why they have to fake all this science fiction garbage if space, as it is presented to us in our government schools and in the mainstream media, is true? Okay, number 3. The last one I'll point out today is the anomaly, I call it, on the Earth image video layer here. Look through the Tesla windshield and you can see the dark spot going from left to right. It looks like a long space turd. Unfortunately, Elon, it looks like a few pixels on your flat screen just went out. I have no idea what that is or why it appeared on the video layer other than it's not supposed to be there because we've never seen a long black turd floating above the clouds in any of the other hundreds of Earth shots we are spoon-fed from the government space agencies, from the Epic Discover, the Himawari, the Electro-L satellites, which give us all these amazing quote-unquote photos of the spinning, orbiting space pair. They aren't photos. This channel has debunked that 1,000 times over. Even the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, or LRO, and its breathtaking Earthrise shots in all their high-def glory never picked up a giant space turd. So, sorry, Mr. Musk, another CGI fail to add to this pile of crap. The faking of space continues. You are being lied to. But, to many of you watching, Elon said it's real, so it must be. And a lot of people think it's real, so it must be. CNN said it's real, so for damn sure it must be. Don't think for yourself. I mean, no one has ever fooled you before, and they certainly aren't now, right? You're so smart, and your faith is so strong. Before I close, props also go out to Bob at Globebusters for his research on the Tesla Roadster's tires and how they would react to not only the vacuum of space, but also to the freezing temperatures in space, if you have enough faith in what they tell you space is like, that is. If you haven't seen that Globebusters episode, check it out. The link is in the description. SpaceX, Starman, a Tesla in space. Hope you guys are all enjoying the show. Debunked, debunked, debunked. Until next time, this has been Paul on the Plane. Thanks for watching.